Okay, here's the second part of the video on logarithms, okay, or the second video, I guess, on logarithms. Down here on this section of our handout, we don't just simply change it to exponential form, we need to actually answer it. And you might want to change it to exponential form. 2 to what power gives you 4 as an answer, right? You might want to change it to, there's the exponential form right there. 2 to what power gives you 4? Well, the answer is 2, right? 2 to the second gives you 4. So over here, the answer is 2. But of course, this right here is supposed to be done in your head, right? So you're always going to be just going 2 to what power gives you 16 as an answer? Well, the answer there is 4, because 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So the answer here is 4. Why? Because 2 to the 4th power gives you 16. How about 5? 5 to what power gives you 125? 5 times 5 is 120. 5 times 5 is 25, and then times 5 is 125. So the answer is 3. 5 to the 3rd power gives you 125. Right here, 9 to what power gives you 81? 9 to the 2nd power gives you 81. So as you could see, you could, if you needed help, rewrite it as an exponential form. So like number 5, for example, you could rewrite it as 4 to what power gives you the answer 64. Well, 4 to the 1 is 4, 4 to the 2 is 16, 4 to the 3rd is 64, and so on and so on. But you don't have to do that. You should be able to think about that in your head. For example, 3 to what power gives you 3? Oh, that's just 1. 3 to the 1 power gives you 3. How about 7? 7 to what power gives you 1? Well, that's easy. 7 to the 0 power. 7 to what power gives you 1? The only way that 7 is going to become a 1 is if it's the power of 0, because the power of 0 changes anything to a 1. How about number 8? You're thinking 7 to what power gives you 49? Well, that's 2. How about the next one, number 9? 6 to what power gives you 6? Well, 6 to the 1 gives you 6. How about the next one? 2 to what power gives you 1? Well, 2 to the 0 is going to give you 1. And how about the next one? 12 to what power gives you 12? Well, 12 to the 1 gives you 12. And this kind of goes back to whenever you take log base something of that same something, you just cancel it out. The answer is going to be 1. Log base 6 of 6 cancels out. It's just going to be 1. If we go way back up here to the beginning part of this thing, right here, log base 7 of 7, it cancels out. It's going to be 1. Log base 3 of 3 cancels out. It's going to be 1. So that becomes really nice to know that log base something of that same something is going to just end up canceling out. Now, number 12 requires more thought. How am I going to do number 12? Well, first of all, I need to know how to read this. That's, a lot of people say, oh, that's 0.2. No, that's really read as 2/10. And what is 2/10? As a fraction, it's exactly that, 2/10. Now, in order for me to make sense of it, I need to change it from the decimal to the fraction, and now I need to even reduce the fraction to make it 1/5. And now I could rewrite the whole logarithmic function, log base 5 of 1/5, and now it makes more sense. Now I could think about the exponential form and say, all right, the base 5 to what power is going to give me the answer 1/5? And right there you should be thinking, well, if I had a -1 right there, I'd have to move it down and it would give me the answer 1/5. So the correct answer to this is -1. Okay? So number 12, the answer is -1. Same thing with number 13. 0.25. What is 0.25? Well, 0.25 is read as 25 hundredths. And as a fraction, it's exactly that, 25 over 100, which reduces down to 1/4. So let me rewrite this whole thing. I have log base 2 of 1/4 Now, what's that going to be? Well, if you want, go ahead and rewrite it in exponential form so it'll make more sense to you. 2 to what power gives you 1/4 as an answer? Well, you know it has to be -2. Because, 2 to the second is 4, and that's the answer we're looking for, but not up here. We're looking for it down here. So you know that the negative exponent does the trick of making it flip to the other side. So 2 to the -2 will give you 1/4. So back to answering the original question, what's the answer there? It's -2. Let's move on. We also have this interesting type question on number 14. Log base 1/3 of 9. So I wouldn't even mess around. I would just write it out, okay? I would write it out in exponential form. The base is 1/3, so I'm going to write the base again 1/3. And I'm thinking 1/3 to what power is going to give me 9 as an answer? Write it out, then think about it. Okay, so let's think about this. If I put a -1 right there, it's going to give me a 3. But if I put a -2, sorry about that, that was an announcement here at school. But anyways, yeah, the answer is -2. Because when you plug in the -2 as the exponent, it truly will flip it and then square it, which will give you the 9. So the answer is -2. Okay? How about number 15? Well, let's rewrite it. Maybe it'll help you understand it better. You have your base of 1/5. Let me write it 1/5. And you're going to think 1/5 to what power gives you the number that you see right here, which is 125. Well, first of all, you know that 1/5 squared is 1/25, or 1/5 to the third power would be 1/5 times 1/5 times 1/5, which is really 1 over 125. But if you throw in that negative exponent right there, that will truly flip it over and give you the 125. So your answer really is -3. So on this guy, the answer really is -3 right there. Okay, -3. So how about number 16? 16 is something very interesting, right? Something very important. As a matter of fact, I have a post on my wall. It's been up there for a long time. Let me show you a picture of it. Boom, there it is. What is that picture of? It's a picture of the wall on the left-hand side of our class. And what does this show us? It shows us that the square root could be rewritten as something to the power of half. Okay? The square root could be rewritten as something to the power of half. So how are we going to use that on number 16? Well, first rewrite it in exponential form. How about 64 to what power is going to equal 8? Now, you might start thinking, well, if I plug in 0, I want to get a 1. And that's too small because the answer is 8. If I plug in 2, or if I plug in 1, it's going to give me a 64, which is too big for 8. So I need something between 0 and between 1. So you're thinking maybe 1/2. But the thing is, you need to know, what do you need to know? You need to know that your square root is really the power of 1/2. So you need to know that if you plug in a 1/2 right there, it's actually taking the square root of 64, which makes it precise. The answer is 8. Okay? So the answer to number 16 is 1/2. Because 1/2 is really a square root. We're going to need to know that, so please don't forget it. On number 17, same exact concept. We have 4 to what power gives you 2. 4 to what power gives you 2? Well, you know you're going to have to square root it also. So the answer is 1/2 also. Okay, because the square root of 4 is 2. How about number 18? That's a common log. Remember, common logs are base 10. So if I rewrite that, it's going to be 10 to what power will give me the answer 100. And the answer is obvious. It's going to be a 2 because 10 to the second is 100. How about number 19? Log base 10 of 10. Remember, whenever you have a log base something of that same something, it cancels out. So here's an invisible 10 right there. And when you have log base 10 of that 10, the answer is 1. That's it. That's your answer. Because log base 10 of 10 is 1. It's like if it canceled out. Let's move on. Number 20. 20 is interesting. A lot of people don't see how easy it is because, first of all, they forgot what ln means. What does ln mean? It's really log base e. So I really have log base e of e. And once again, when you have log base something of that same something, what's your answer? The answer is just 1. So that just cancels out. So right here, what's the answer to ln of e? It's just 1 because ln of e cancels out. Let's move on. Or let's not move on. Let's wait for this for the third part. We'll do another video. Man, you guys are gonna get tired of watching videos. Hopefully you guys are having a good 3-day weekend, huh? Remember, I'm not gonna be here Tuesday, so make sure you watch all these videos and understand them. You're gonna be working with a sub on homework on this stuff. Okay, bye.